we're going to get to Psychonauts first. So, Mr. Reiner, you reviewed the game for us, the latest Double Fine joint, and let's kick it off from there, my friend. What'd you think?
I wrote many words about this game, and joyfully, this is a game, a sequel that was 16 years in the making. They didn't spend all 16 years working on the game, but fans were waiting that long between installments, and it feels like it. It really does feel like this massive labor of love from Double Fine Productions, and they've honed their craft. Whether it's the platforming, the way they tell their story, the humor, the number of puns. They probably spent 16 years just digging all those up. It really is a fun journey from start to finish. Colorful. The jokes, the humor, it all lands. I was giggling through the whole thing, smiling through the whole thing, and also being challenged. I think they've upped their game in terms of platforming. They're not, on the same level as the Marios or the great platformers out there, but have improved. Double Fine has improved the platforming mechanics and kind of the scenarios that they put you in for those sequences, and they do a good job of changing things up when they need to, and kind of surprising you, with the twists and turns, not only in terms of the story where that goes. There's a lot of surprises there, but also just kind of what comes next from the gameplay. And I can't recommend it enough. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and it really was worth the wait. And I think people, fans especially, are going to love where this game goes.
Definitely. Now, Jesse, if I'm not mistaken, you also reviewed the game, right? So this is your time to go toe to toe with one of the legends of the industry and tell him why he's wrong, right?
No, he's absolutely correct. This game it's so special. Like, I share so many of those sentiments. Like, it is just like a carousel of fun ideas. It really just one after another. Every bind you go to has its. The first game had similar thing where you go into someone's mind and it's a manifestation of themselves, and 2 just cranks it up to 11. It really does. Like, it takes these ideas and these sort of like problems that people have, like anxiety or depression or something, and it doesn't put it doesn't make it fun, because those things are not fun, but it puts this sort of zany twist on it and sort of finds a way to manifest those ideas in gameplay elements, right? Like, there are levels. I don't know how in depth y'all want me to go. I don't want to spoil anything or
don't spoil anything.
Yeah. No spoilers. But there are worlds in there that I think manifest really well as sort of their real life counterpart, right? Like, and just top to bottom, I think this game, from a platforming angle, even the combat feels so much better than, granted, it's been 16 years, but I think the way that you can use the powers and telekinesis and your psi blast and your other things, it just kind of like melts together and makes a very cohesive and very well-paced experience. I never felt like I was bogged down by any one room or challenge or whatever. You kind of go through these things at a brisk pace. And then there's just all these areas to explore. Like, it really rewards you for kind of checking around every nook and cranny of this world, and you get some really good character moments along the way. It just, man, that game is awesome.
It is. It really, and I think because I got to preview it with Blake earlier in the year, and I was a little anxious about the platforming and combat, because it really, in that short of a look of it, I feel like I honed in on some of, like Reiner talked about, the lack of smoothness that something a Mario has, right? Even, that Ratchet and Clank had this year. But in my longer play session to get used to it, finding out, the right way to move around these environments, it's clicking in a way that, even as someone who's very hyped for this game, we got to do the cover on it, right? Like, it is exceeding those expectations. And I love my job for many reasons, but getting to play it alongside someone like Reiner, right? When I'm doing capture and stuff, like, we're messaging each other about it, and just every world we got to, it was like, oh, this is feeling more and more special. Like, it really feels
That's awesome.
It feels like Double Fine was really honed in on their storytelling, which was a big thing, right? The 2 highlights I took away from our cover story earlier this year was that they wanted to tell a story that had that Double Fine charm, while also being more cognizant of mental health issues in the day and age that we're in, and also update the combat. And I think they've hit it out of the park on both fronts. I don't know. did you guys have rumble in your controller, and did that bother you? I wanted a little bit more rumble when I was fighting. I don't know. That's just such a nitpick, but
I don't think I did. Yeah. Now that
I don't
think about it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I wanted a little bit more pack a punch there. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's not being left off my top 10 this year because of that. So, also, please do yourself a favor. There's moments of quiet between the brains and some of your missions where you go and explore the Mother Lobe, which is the Psychonauts main command base. And then you can go around and talk to the other interns, the other characters. Make a point to do that, because there's some great side quests you can get and also some great dialogue. Some of the stuff that I've genuinely been laughing out loud at is just random encounters that I've found, especially with Sam, who is Dogen's sister from the first game. She's so funny. And
she's always funny. Every time she's on screen, it's like, oh, here we go. What's she going to do?
Well, like, what do you got next? And there's a specific spot in probably like the first 4 or 5 hours where she's kind of off on her own that you really need to go and check out for yourself. So I haven't beat it yet, but I think if it progresses the way it's progressing for me, it will be a top 3 game for me this year, no question, maybe even game of the year. So it's early, right? We still have a ton left over, but like it has that feeling, that tingle in the back of your neck when you know you're playing something special, and I've loved every second of it. So
dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say, some of my favorite games this year are all the same variety. You brought up Ratchet and Clank, which is kind of this classic action platformer, which Double Fine also achieves with Psychonauts 2, but then also It Takes Two is another one that. It's a new IP. It's more co-op driven, but it has a lot of those old school platforming charms and designs in the worlds. And I think those 3 games all sit in my top 10. It almost feels like I'm back on PlayStation 2, when we had Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter and Sly Cooper and all those games kind of hitting at the same time. It's wonderful. I love it. I love revisiting these genres in very dynamic, classic yet also modern ways, right? Like they kind of hit both of those grooves and are successful because of that.
And it feels fresh too, which is exciting to me too. Like with Ratchet, it felt like a newer experience because we've been devoid of that for so long in that high quality of way. So if you can't tell, we're all smitten with this thing. Now, Jesse, I think, at least on my timeline, which isn't the end all be all timeline, I think I only follow 600 people, but I believe you're the first person I've seen 100% the game. Is that correct?
As far as I'm aware, I'm the first person. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, but I don't know. I 100%ed it before the game was out to the public, so I'm gonna hope that I was the first person to do that.
World first.
Yeah.
World premiere.
Hey, Jeff Keighley will announce
Keighley,
world exclusive.
World premiere. It sort of happened by accident.
I was the first person to say I'm not going to 100% it. So
there you go. There you go. Got me beat on that one.
Two giants of the industry.
Can't compete. It kind of just happened. It was just one of those things where I was just having so much fun playing the game, and I wanted to see everything the game had to offer. I wanted those character moments, and I was like, okay, well, if I do this quest, then I'll get to talk to this character again, and if I go find this thing for this person or whatever, I wanted all of Raz's quips when I would buy a new item or I would go do something. So it just happened very naturally, and I think that's just like a really good strength of the game, because I'm not somebody who goes out and 100% games. I'm very much the type of person where as soon as I stop having fun with something, I usually stop playing it. I'm not even finish it maybe. But this game, I could not put down. I really couldn't. And Psychonauts is like my favorite PS2 game of that era. So like I don't think it's a huge surprise that I'm also in love with this game. But I think Double Fine just raised the bar, and it is one of their best works. Like, it is a culmination of so many different ideas and moments that it really is something special. And currently my game of the year. It dethroned Monster Hunter Rise. It did it. I didn't think it would be possible.
And on a more personal note, Tim Schafer's been writing games forever. He's one of the old LucasArts alumni. Like he was back there making those adventure games, and I think this is one of his best scripts as well. There's other people that worked on it, but just the the world that he created, the sense of universe that you're a part of. It feels like they could take this thing in any given direction now as they move forward. And I hope they do. I hope they get a chance. I hope this is successful, and I hope we get a Psychonauts 3 that hopefully won't take 16 years to come, because we're getting old. We need these sequels pumped out every 3 years or so. Get on that routine. I would be there for them, though. Day one, Psychonauts 3, bring it.
Keep it going, baby. We love to see it. So you can get that, as Reiner said, 9 out of 10. Big Game Informer score. You can check out his review on the site. Go check out Jesse's review on prima.com, correct?
primagames.com.
primagames.com. Thank you for the correction there. Be sure to watch the video review. It's available on Game Pass, Xbox, and PlayStation. I think that's one misconception I keep seeing everywhere is this is not an Xbox exclusive. Like, if you enjoyed Psychonauts before and you have a PlayStation, it is available to you. Go enjoy it. Be happy. Be well.